Hi everyone, this is Paul, your resourceful diva, and welcome back to my channel. And today's video, we're going to have another reaction of Indonesia's queen, Agnez Mo. And we're going to react with her interview in Build series. Actually, this is a live interview series. And they are actually featuring some big names in the industry, in the music industry. And well, as we all know that Agnez Mo is one of the biggest name in Asian and also have the name in international scene. That's why Agnez Mo deserve to be featured in this interview series of Build. So shout out to Build for this video and interview. We were not going to say anything because this video was actually a long one. So without any further ado guys, let's go and check the video. Alright, let's go. Build series, New York City.
It's Kevin Kenny. We are live on the corner of 4th and Broadway for a new edition of the Build series. And it has been over 2 years since our guest today has graced the Build stage. And I'm telling you right now, honestly, there's not been a week since 2017 where I've not received a tweet, a DM. If they had my phone number, they'd probably be leaving me voicemails to have her back on the show. By request, she is here today. Give it up for Agnez Mo.
Oh, so this is the second time of Agnez Mo featuring in this
Happy to be
interview
here.
series.
I'm happy to have you back. Do you remember this place?
I know. I mean, 2 years ago, right?
It must feel like a lifetime for you, though.
I mean, not really.
No? Really? You
Not
know,
really.
you know why I say that?
It happened so fast, though.
Is because
She's
you were so
really
huge at the time,
beautiful.
you're even bigger now, and I feel like you've just done so much since 2017.
She's so stylish.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I think that was when I released X album.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and then after that I put out Overdose. So yeah, it's quite a lot.
You've been busy.
Been busy. Busy
Yeah.
is good.
How would you
What about
sum up-
you though?
What? What about
I mean,
me?
you've
She's
been
really good
busy
at speaking
too.
English.
I know.
I've been missing you though, Agnez.
Oh, I mean, you know.
We need you on the show more. We need you in New York more, actually.
I know.
you're busy
I
in
mean, I
LA.
should probably live here for like 3 months or 6 months.
You were
Try it
saying
out.
that, though. You're
But
thinking about
I mean, look at this. I mean, the
This is a
vibe
New
is
York
kind
vibe.
of New York. So I don't know.
1,000%. 100%. Those are fly sneakers, by the way, too.
Thank you.
Well, just try to sum up the last 2 years for me.
Oh
and your
wow.
fans.
Shoot. Yeah. What did I do? Overdose. I put out Overdose with Chris. We actually also have a project coming out.
Yeah.
And then I had Diamonds out with French Montana. And then you know what's the most exciting thing is I actually just put out yet another single, which is Na Na Na.
Now this was a long time coming, right?
7 years ago.
Can you
I
tell me
wrote-
this story?
So I think I wrote it the first time I got to LA.
Okay.
And I work with Tears, which is the producer, and also Frankie. And it was just like one of those days where we're like, you know, I want to write something that just feels good. You know, I want to talk about just being in love. And then we just decided to keep it because I thought, like, you know, that's a special one. But yeah, we never really got to put it out. But I just feel like the fans deserve that. I deserve that because that's like my little baby.
Yeah.
And so me and my management, he's actually over there.
See, she always thinking about her fans and her avid supporters in all things that she did in her career. She always give back to those supporters who always support her. She put on her mind that half of this success is because of the people around her supporting her. She is really a down-to-earth person.
Right now, we just decided to put it out. We're like, you know what? No, I can't keep this, you know, to myself. I have to share this with my fans.
Why right now, though? What was it about the energy of this moment that you thought it was perfect to release this song?
I think it's because I promised myself in 2020 I'm gonna put out more songs. And I think this is just the first thing to do. Yeah, it's the right time. You know, the fans have been asking for it, and I couldn't really hold it anymore. Like I was in the studio, I played it on IG story, and people were like, "Oh my God, Agnez, you know, you wrote that 7 years ago." I actually totally forgot that it was 7 years ago, but of course my fans.
Oh, they know how many days.
Exactly, 7 years and 7 months and 20 days.
Out of the minutes, probably.
But yeah, I mean, when they reminded me of that, it kind of made me feel like, oh wow, they have been waiting.
Yeah.
And it felt really personal to me. I mean, fans, they've been really supportive, so
To say the least.
that's like a gift
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
It was.
Is it scary as an artist to put out a high volume of music? Because of course now it's just the way of the world, and not just you know, the music you make, but hip hop and just overall. But I'm sure you're a perfectionist. I'm sure you always want to get songs so right. Is there a bit of like
that's kind of like the strength and the weakness that I have.
yeah, like the push and the pull, right?
But it's always scary, because I think as an artist, when you put your feelings out there, you put yourself out there to be judged. You know that there will be some people judging you based on, you know, how you write it and what you write. So it's always a scary place. But I've never really been afraid to put it out. But it's just, you know, there's so many moving pieces. There's so many people involved. But now I just kind of like, I mean, I can't curse here, right?
No, you can't. We're on the internet.
Well, Agnez Mo, don't be scared. You know, giving your heart to anyone, because I'm pretty sure that you have a lot of supporter than bashers, and I believe in that.
I mean, now I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just want to put it out.
So wait, while we're cussing on the show, Agnez, why won't you cuss in
I mean,
Indonesian?
yeah, in New York, right?
Yeah, of course. But I was watching you on Nick Cannon's morning show,
Yeah.
and you like refused to cuss in Indonesian.
I mean, it's a little different though.
Is
'cause
it?
it's like
Explain. This is so fascinating to
It
me.
just carries a different weight when you cuss in your own language.
Okay.
It almost made me nervous. Like,
You were
it
very
was-
visibly
I was so
nervous.
nervous. Oh my God, and my heart still beats so hard right now thinking about it. It's just different. It's different. Like, I can say fuck you and I don't have any problem with that,
Yeah.
but when I have to cuss in Indonesian language, I can't.
Yeah. Do you remember just getting yelled at maybe as a kid and
That's
annoying
actually
you?
true.
No, not really, but yeah, I don't know. For some reason,
Yeah.
it just made me
I cracked
feel
up at that.
di-
I thought that was great.
Yeah, and then he was like, "No, like teach me how to
He
say it."
made
I'm like,
you.
"No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for the people.
She's really cute.
I'm not gonna disappoint my country."
That was actually a great interview you did with Nick, and I learned so much, because I think there are so many misconceptions about you, and even like things I just didn't even know how diverse culturally Indonesia was. It's an incredibly culturally diverse place.
Yeah, it's really interesting because Indonesia has over 18,000 islands.
That's wild.
And
Oh.
each island, we have like different sound, we have different traditional outfits, you know, like percussions.
See, it's not always about Agnez Mo. I've learned also about Indonesia, because to be honest, guys, I don't have any much information about Indonesia, but because of Agnez Mo, because of her you know, her dedication to show to the world what is Indonesia and what Indonesia has. I know that Indonesian people will be very proud having this girl.
Just music in general, we have so many, you know, so diverse. So I think I grew up with that. But what's funny is that I actually grew up singing at church, so that's even more like, oh wait, you have the Indonesian traditional music, but at the same time you sang at church. That kind of just became, you know, a part of me.
Yeah.
So I think it's not just about culture representation. I think it's more culture inclusivity, and,
Yeah.
and that's what I stand for.
Well, right, and you were also a little different from those around you. I read and I learned from that
Yeah.
interview. I just think people just think you were the most popular person in the world, probably just from like instantly because of how successful you are. But you were a little different than everybody else, huh?
Yeah,
She's
because
really
I actually
different.
don't have Indonesian blood whatsoever. So I'm actually German, Japanese, Chinese. I was just born in Indonesia. And I'm
Oh.
also Christian, which is in Indonesia, the majority there are Muslims. So I've
Really?
always been kind of, you know, like I'm not gonna say that
There's another information about Agnez Mo. She's not a legit Indonesian, but she was born in Indonesia because she don't have any blood of Indonesia. But you know, guys, you are so lucky because you have this talented girl on your country, and hopefully you will love her so much.
felt like I don't belong there.
Right.
Because I always felt like, you know, the people accepted me for who I was. But there's always that sense of, oh, I'm not like everybody else.
It's a unique perspective.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for
Makes you
sure.
think
And
about
I
things.
think it really taught me how to embrace that.
Mm.
How to embrace my vulnerability, how to embrace my differences, how to embrace my quirkiness, you know.
Well, and I'm sure embrace others,
Yeah,
right?
for
And their
sure.
uniqueness, and I think that's why you're able to speak to so many different people
Yeah,
probably through your music.
and because the thing is, I don't want to just relate to the cool kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I just feel like I need to relate to people who feel like they don't belong to, you know what I mean, whatever community or whatever community they're in. I want to be able to like tell them that, hey, by the way, I'm actually an introvert. I'm not used to speaking in public, yet I'm a public figure.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yet I have so many followers. So I think, you know, to represent that is so much more important to me than just representing the cool kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to represent both, but it's a good reminder that I came from, you know, a place where I felt like, oh, I wasn't quite like everybody else.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
still, you know, I can still make it.
I think it's so ironic and kind of interesting that for someone that has over 40 million followers on social media, you're not the biggest lover of the phone.
No, well, I mean, it depends.
Okay.
It depends on who I'm talking to.
Yes, yeah. Who's on the other end,
If
right?
they're an asshole, then like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you.
Of course. But you don't love social media. You don't not like it,
I
but
don't.
you're not like
I
a social
don't.
media
I
addict.
don't. I mean, my manager always like reminded me, Ag, you have to post more on Twitter. You have to post more on Facebook. I'm like, oh, this is too much. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, I grew up. When I built my career, there wasn't social media.
You started at 6.
Yeah,
Well,
there was no
I think a
social
lot of
media
people don't know.
whatsoever. Like I literally had to go to, I actually had to go to a vocal class for me to have a vocal lesson. It's not like I can just go on YouTube or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I had to, you know, go to a bookstore to buy books.
Yeah.
So social media hasn't been really a huge influence, I guess, in my
Right.
life.
You didn't grow up wanting to be on social media, which I think is a big dividing line.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why when I won that social media award at iHeart, it
course.
was kind of ironic because I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's an honor.
Yeah.
She is not a good fan of social media. Well, that's actually a big help for her, or that's really good for her. Because being a public figure, sometimes you will feel bad when you hear someone saying bad words through social media. When you are actually active on social media, you always see bashers saying bad things about you, and it's sometimes frustrate you. And that's a big help for her that she is not a fan of social media, because she can focus on what she is doing and on what is her goal in life and in her career.
Honest, to have like that platform to actually be able to speak to so many people, and it's like a real influence if you think
Yeah.
about it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And I really take it to heart. You know, being responsible of everything that I say to the people.
She need to have a
Being
social
real.
media.
Yeah,
Authentic.
being real.
Because
being
she's not only a
authentic, I
public
think that's really
figure.
important.
Yeah. Let's talk about Overdose. It's a belated congratulations because you weren't in New York at the time, so we could do it in person. But just for you at home, wherever you are, I think you're over here. This thing went top 20 at U.S. radio. And these are on formats like rhythmic, on urban, that traditionally you know, there aren't a lot of international artists on those formats, and just that achievement and how hard that is, and for somebody that works in radio, it's not like streaming where if the fans like it, you know, you get the numbers. Like, so many people have to sign off on these songs at so many different stations around the country and just unanimously agree this is a great song that belongs on our airwaves. That they did, and they embraced Overdose that way.
Yeah.
So congratulations. But also, what is the greatest achievement in your mind that song did?
I think it just made me realize that music transcends your, you know, where you come from, your skin tone, your body type.
Yeah.
And that's really encouraging, you know, because when I came out here, I remember walking into a lot of sessions with, you know, people staring at me like, oh, but you don't look like you get it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't look a certain way. You don't fit into the stereotypes. And I don't know how many times I have to explain until I was actually tired of explaining. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. You know. And then if you fuck with it, you fuck with it. If not, it's fine too. It's still me. But
She
yeah, I mean,
always
it's really
being
encouraging.
herself.
You know, like whenever I talk to people,
And I really love
to
that.
radio people about Overdose, they don't just like they can relate to the music, they can relate to the song, but I think the most important thing is they can relate to me, because it's like such an embodiment of American dream if you think about it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah. It was incredible to watch it just rise up the charts and to go top 20 is just,
Yeah.
you know, people want that their whole careers, and for you to just link up with Chris like that.
Right.
You know, a popular question that I've been getting from your fans, we'll get to fan questions in a little bit,
Yeah.
is this debut.
I'm actually nervous for that one.
Well, you know what? You shouldn't be nervous because honestly,
they're usually they're.
we have, you know, a lot of popular artists in the show. We do the fan questions from time to time, and sometimes it's just gibberish, or it's just like, you know, the same question over and over again. Your fans are so articulate. The Agnation is just like, they ask really great
they're
questions.
really smart.
They're budding journalists in their
And
own right.
demanding too.
Very, very.
Yeah,
very,
they didn't
very.
make my job easier, but you know, it's always good to have people who push you to the limit. So.
Of
That's
course.
correct.
So what is the status of the joint project with Chris? The album, or if it's an EP?
I mean, we have over 8 songs together, probably 9 or 10 songs together, and hopefully we can put it out. But the thing is, I don't want to just like put it out for the sake of putting it out. You know, like I want people to see me beyond my song with Chris Brown.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I have so many layers that I feel like people deserve to know. Right. And even the show that I'm gonna do tomorrow, it's not like my usual show. Because usually in my show, in Indonesia or like any other country, I never really got a chance to have a conversation or have a real conversation on stage. So it's almost like, oh, it's just Agnez Mo with the glamorous, you know what I mean? Like, oh, fashion, dancers, band, but big.
Yeah.
But it's never like, oh, here is this part of me that you never knew before. And I think that's what I really wanted to change. This past year, actually, even the way that I write songs is a little different.
How's it changed?
I guess it's more honest.
You just seem more comfortable in general.
Yeah, I mean, I'm insecure a lot of times, but I'm secure about my insecurities.
Alright, so guys, since this video was actually a long one, I'm going to have a part 2 of this interview of Build series. And guys, I'm really enjoying this video so far. So I am so excited for the next part of this interview. And please stand by, guys, for that video. But anyways, guys, like I've said earlier, I am always enjoying hearing Agnez Mo in any interview, guys, because I've learned a lot, not only on Agnez Mo's life and Agnez Mo's information, but learning some life lessons as well, because this girl has a lot of words of wisdom that she can share to other for them to be inspired. And Agnez Mo inspired me a lot. And thank you so much for watching this video. Please stand by and wait for the part 2 of this interview series. And I'm going to post it right after I post this part 1. If you like this video, don't forget to give a massive thumbs up. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to click the notification bell for you to be updated on my next video. So again, thank you so much guys for watching this video, and see you next time on my next reaction video. Bye for now!